Tonight on CTV, Larimer County instituted a new mask mandate just in time to keep people safe from COVID and warm from the upcoming drop in temperatures.
Then, chicken eggs are being used for a lot more than just breakfast, and see how CSU and Fort Collins are celebrating the fall season.
All that and more starting right now on CTV Channel 11. Good evening, everyone. I'm Ren Wadsworth.
And I'm Robbie Patla. We have breaking news to give to you tonight. At 8:30 last night, Fort Collins police received a report of a window peeper and gunshots. According to the report, the man was seen crouching in a tree peering into windows. When confronted, the young man fled on a dark blue bike and fired shots at the group that confronted him. No one was injured and there was only minor property damage. The man is described as a medium to heavy set Hispanic man, about 18 to 24. He wore all black and had a mustache. If you know anything about this case, you can call 970-416-2026.
Police are investigating a car crash that occurred on East Harmony Road on Friday that left one pedestrian dead. According to the Fort Collins Police Department, the man was struck by a Jeep Wrangler heading west. Shortly after being transported to the hospital, he was pronounced deceased. At this time, police do not suspect the driver of the Jeep was influenced by alcohol. However, they are still working to determine whether or not the man was intoxicated.
While the pandemic surely is not easy on local health professionals, a new at-home care model has provided an easier way for hospital patients to be treated. Founder of the Northern Colorado Hospitalists, Dr. Christine Lum-Lung, started Origin Healthcare, which brings the hospital to your home. Doctors, nurses, and other health experts now have the capability to safely treat patients at home. The new model of care puts less strain on hospital capacity, which has seen difficulties housing new patients because of the increase in COVID cases. Hospital operations that this model can satisfy include x-rays, blood work, and infusions. Lung says the system minimizes complications and allows patients to feel more secure around loved ones.
While the pandemic may feel like it's finally coming to an end, a large spike in coronavirus cases in Colorado made Governor Jared Polis enforce a new mask mandate in the state. Just when it seemed businesses in Old Town started to relax their COVID policy, a state mandate is asking Coloradoans to mask up again. The decision was made by Governor Jared Polis as Colorado, along with other states, saw an increase in cases. Additionally, statistics from last year showed a higher spike in cases during October across the United States. The mandate is making an attempt to curb that spike again this year. But how are students at Colorado State University taking the news of the returning masks?
I've been wearing masks all year, and I think it makes people feel more comfortable around me if I have a mask on, even if I cough or sniffles.
I'm in between kind of, just because obviously I want the world to open back up and people to see each other's faces and everything, but at the same time it is important. It's getting colder out, and I feel like to be able to make sure that in-person classes are still a thing over the winter, it's important to have it.
For Rams, it's business as usual since students have been wearing masks indoors since the start of the semester. While most at CSU won't see a change in their lives with the new mask mandate, it could potentially lead to a loss of business in the shops of Fort Collins Old Town. The decision to mandate masks in Colorado follows a string of other states' governors giving similar orders in an attempt to keep growing COVID cases low throughout the U.S.
Most people may not think of chickens as more than a tasty snack. They are actually helpful in the process of researching disease. Assistant professor in CSU's Department of Biomedical Sciences, Dr. Angela Bosco-Loth, is leading a project studying eggs from these backyard animals to learn about the transmission of the West Nile virus. According to Source CSU, this project aims to inform policy management and mitigate the virus in northern Colorado, which has seen the highest amount of cases in years. One of their tests involves removing yolks from the whites of an egg. Bosco-Loth and third-year Doctor of Veterinary Medicine student Melissa Cormick would separate the yolk, which includes antibodies, let it sit overnight, and the next day mix in West Nile samples. After this process was complete, only 7 out of 100 eggs were confirmed West Nile exposures. Bosco-Loth says next year they'll collect more eggs to try to help pinpoint high-risk areas of the virus.
While temperatures in Fort Collins have been in the upper range the past week, officials believe the warm weather won't last for much longer. The National Weather Service predicts cold gusts to hit Colorado from the northeast, giving Fort Collins and other cities along the Front Range a chance to see the first measurable snowfall of the season. The Colorado Climate Center adds that this is right on track for when the state has seen their first frost in the past. It's also recommended at this time of the year by the National Weather Service to drain or blow out your sprinkler systems and to protect any outdoor vegetables, as lows dip under 30 degrees. You know, I'm certainly not ready for the cold, and I'm definitely going to have to bundle up in my basement house.
Yeah, me neither. If vegetables cannot withstand 30-degree temperatures, I certainly won't be able to, so I'm not looking forward to that at all.
Well, whether you're ready for the changing weather or not, Colorado is in for a cold spell next week. Michelle, what can Rams expect in store for the first freeze next week?
Well, Ren, it is definitely going to be chilly this week as those cold fronts come in. We're definitely going to feel that fall weather, but stay tuned after the break where I give you more on the weather.
Awkward. I'm the awkward silence. You try to avoid me, then there I am again.
But an awkward silence can be a great thing.
Like Kelly here is about to demonstrate.
You haven't really been yourself lately. Are you okay?
Find out how you can help a friend with their mental health at seizetheawkward.org.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back from the break. My name's Michelle Ellis, here to give you the weather forecast for this week. Let's take a look at what Fort Collins is currently looking like. As we can see, it's mostly cloudy this evening, and there's a very low chance of rain. We're going to feel a light breeze coming in from the north with 5 to 10 miles an hour. And right now, it's about 48 degrees, but those temperatures are expected to drop into the low 40s this evening. And as the temperatures continue to drop, we are seeing more and more of those leaves fall off the trees. But why is that? The leaves fall off as a form of self-protection from the trees against those winter conditions. Although the leaves look like they just fall off the trees, this is a very controlled process. As the days shorten, the leaves get less light. This triggers plants to begin the abscission process, where the vessels that carry nutrients in the leaves begin to close off. The abscission layers within the plant cells grow, and the cells then slowly cut off the leaf from the tree without harming it. Once the leaves have fallen off, the trees then stay in a state of dormancy until they're ready for spring. But as the trees get ready for spring, we're still in fall getting ready for winter. But let's take a look at how those temperatures are going to be this evening. As we can see, they chill down into the mid to low 30s. As we move down, we're going to see that it's in the mid to low 30s. And in this region, the National Weather Service did issue a red flag warning, meaning in this area of Colorado Springs, Pueblo, and Lamar that there's an increased fire danger in these areas. Now, throughout the rest of Colorado, we're going to see it does get chilly into the mid-20s, Craig, Vail, and Lyman, and then in Gunnison and Alamosa, 18, and Telluride even getting into the mid-20s as well. But is tomorrow going to be that chilly? Let's take a look. As we can see, we're feeling that fall weather as those temperatures begin to cool. We're going to see we're in those mid to high 60s, Pueblo and Lamar getting warmer, but it does start to cool down as we move into the mountain range, as we can see in Vail, Craig, and Gunnison. We're in the mid to high 50s, and then in Telluride getting to the high 40s. But it does seem to warm up in Grand Junction and in Alamosa. And now let's take a look at what Fort Collins will be looking like tomorrow. As we can see, those temperatures are definitely feeling like fall. We're going to see that it's 63 degrees as a high, and then in the evening it'll get down to 37. And we're going to see that it's mostly sunny, and we'll see a few clouds in the afternoon. A light breeze coming in from the southeast at about 6 miles an hour. We're also going to see there's a very low chance of rain. Now let's take a look at what the rest of the week is going to look like. As we can see, it's going to be about the low 60s on Wednesday, but then it starts to warm up as the week progresses. On Thursday, we're going to see the high 60s, and then Friday and Saturday, low 70s. And then on Sunday, again, cools down to about 69 degrees. As we move out throughout the night, it's definitely going to be chilly. We're going to see that it gets to the high 30s, low 40s, but throughout the week, it's going to be mostly sunny. But there is going to be a very low chance of rain. Now, that is all I have for weather for you this evening, but stay tuned because there's more news after this.
I'll be right back. Hi! You think you're probably sober?
Yeah. bet you're thinking about taking the back roads home, just in case. If you're probably sober, then why would you do that? Good choice.
Probably okay isn't okay. If you see a warning sign, stop and call a cab, a car, or a friend.
That's a full glass of wine. I'll be chatting you later.
Welcome back from the break, Rams. Pickens Street will be closed on October 23rd. The closure will start at Meridian Avenue and stretch to Shields Street. And while the road will be restricted from bicycle and vehicular use, sidewalks will remain open. Parking lots 215 and 230 will have access only from Hughes Ways, and lots 220 and 240 will have station flaggers allowing limited access and entries into the lots. While Rams may not be in school this Saturday the 23rd, if you plan to be on campus, you may need to seek alternative routes.
Colorado State University celebrates a new law that grants in-state tuition for Native American students. This law was finalized after Governor Jared Polis signed Bill 29, which offers in-state tuition for tribes with historical ties to Colorado. Director of CSU's Native American Cultural Center, Ty Smith, says, quote, "We really welcomed the bill. It enhances our ability to further support our students, and it really complements the existing support we offer to reduce the financial burden for students." This new law adds to the Native American Legacy Award, which has been a part of the CSU system for over a decade. Smith says he is very proud and supportive of what happened and is glad the state is finally recognizing the financial aid issues the Native American students face. This law announcement comes right before Native American Heritage Month, which starts in November. Stay tuned next week where I will be giving you a rundown on what to expect for that month.
The friendly competitive tradition of cans around the Oval is starting up again this year. The 35-year-old event is designed to create awareness about food insecurity in the Colorado State University and Fort Collins community. This year's goal is to raise $40,000 and 20,000 pounds of food to donate to the Larimer County Food Bank. Food items can be brought to the celebration held on Colorado State University's Oval on October 20th. Items can also be dropped off at the Slice office located in the Laurie Student Center, and monetary donations are accepted at cans.colorado.edu.
This year's Rams Read is all about exploring the world of agriculture and its relationship with people of color in the form of the book, The Color of Food. On Friday, October 15th, the Rams Read keynote address was held at the LSC, where students and faculty got to welcome the author of the book, Natasha Bowens. The event started with a welcoming introduction from the Dean of the College of Agricultural Sciences, James Pritchett.
As with the author, when you put your hands in the soil, you're changed, and you feel the living things that are around you. It's that connecting point that's important. But also the importance and the themes of what it means to be underrepresented and to be marginalized.
A reminder of the CSU land acknowledgement got the audience ready for the start of the keynote address given by visiting scholar Natasha Bowens Blair. Her presentation was all about why she decided to start this journey and what she learned while writing The Color of Food.
Opening our eyes and sparking dialogue and building connections, which was the only hope for me for starting this project.
Bowens told the story of many farmers whom she talked to that all had similar stories about oppression in the world of agriculture. These heartbreaking stories led her to speak about what she took away from her journey.
You gotta dig deep into yourself, into your own privilege, and into these stories to gain understanding.
Bowens ended her speech with inspiring words for her listeners about how they can all promote changes and solutions for this ongoing issue.
But I believe that we can start by sharing stories, building relationship with each other, with the land, building that trust. And I know no better way to do that than over food. Thank you.
If you are interested in digging deeper, The Color of Food can be found through the CSU libraries and bookstores. Well, Rams, that's all the news we have for you tonight.
Up next, Brandon Cruz tells us whether or not CSU Athletics is able to continue their win streak from last week. Stay tuned after the break.
Bye-bye.
Hi. Hoping for a crisp breeze to help keep you alert. Oh, he took a sip of water too. That'll probably help. You were probably going to turn down the radio too, so you could focus, right?
Probably okay isn't okay.
Right.
If you see a warning sign, stop and call a cab, a car, or a friend.
I think the water line is what really drove it home. I blew on him.
What's up, Brand fans? Welcome back to yet another edition of Bleacher Beat. I'm your host, as always, Brandon Cruz. Well, I don't know what else to say other than CSU athletics are on an absolute tear. Get this, since October 3rd, the three main fall sports have gone a combined 11-0. We'll have to see if the wins can keep piling up in the days ahead for the Rams. Plus, it was just 2 weeks ago when I dove into the MLB wildcard games, and for some reason, I actually picked the Cardinals to take down the Dodgers. But anyway, we've come such a long way since then. 10 teams have now quickly turned to 4. Get your updates and analysis of the current league championship series matchups here on Bleacher Beat, which starts right now. As usual, we'll start with a peek at CSU's upcoming schedule. And let me tell you, the wins just keep piling up. Not only that, it's been 19 days since CSU has lost. This transition from non-conference play to conference play could not be any more sweeter. And the Rams are capitalizing when it matters. Let's see if they can keep rolling through Mountain West opponents this week, beginning on Thursday, when volleyball travels to California to battle San Diego State at 8 in the evening. Last week was highlighted by yet another pair of dominant sweeps by the Rams. And with that, CSU now stands alone at the top of the league standings. The road trip is a pretty brief one, though, with the squad returning home on Saturday afternoon for their annual state pride game against UNLV at 1. And like volleyball, women's soccer also packs their bags on Thursday, heading northwest to the beautiful state of Utah to duel the Aggies at 4 in the afternoon. And this one against Utah State is the first of a 3-game away streak that actually concludes the regular season. I know, we're already at that point in the semester. Nonetheless, following their matchup on Thursday, soccer stays in the Northern Rockies to take on Boise State on Sunday afternoon at 1. And man, it's unfortunate, but Fort Collins just doesn't see much action this week. Football also battles the Aggies up in Logan for a primetime showdown under the lights. Now, Colorado State has been fantastic in its past 2 outings, but it's come against, I would dare say, below average San Jose State and consistent bottom of the league filler in New Mexico. This isn't to downplay what CSU has done, but it will be nice to see this supposedly rejuvenated team actually be tested. And I believe it will come full steam ahead on Friday. USU is a solid unit that ranks number 1 in the Mountain West in total offensive yards per game. This will be a tough one for the Rams, but hey, if they somehow pull out a W against the Aggies, oh, how the prospects of CSU football have changed since the L against Vandy. And speaking of outlook shifts, the quest for the World Series has slimmed down quite a bit, now with 4 clubs hoping to claim the title as rightfully theirs. Right now, the AL and NLCS are being played, and both look very intriguing and competitive at the moment. We'll begin in the National League, where before today, the Atlanta Braves held a 2-0 series edge over the Los Angeles Dodgers. But here's a Game 3 summary from LA. The Dodgers are currently up 6-5 over the Braves. In the top of the first inning, it all started with Corey Seager hitting a 2-run homer to get the ball rolling. And then the Braves scored 4 in the 4th inning. Walker Buehler pitched well to begin, but he was taken out in the 4th. Braves added another one later on, but they were up 5-2 in the 8th before Bellinger hit a 3-run homer to tie the game up, and then Mookie Betts hit an RBI double to bring in Chris Taylor. The Dodgers now lead 6-5, and boy, this would be a big win, avoiding going down 3-0 against the Braves. You know, coming into this series, I felt like the Dodgers would cruise rather easily to the World Series. But after sweeping the opening 2 games, both courtesy of the walk-off by the Braves, the Atlanta Braves are giving the heavily favored Dodgers all they can handle at the moment, For Madeline's sake, on the Monday Night Sports Show, let's hope it continues. And now let's head across the diamond to the American League for another update between the Boston Red Sox and Houston Astros. The Red Sox currently hold a slim 2-1 advantage over the Stros, and Game 4 is happening right now. Let's see what's going on in Fenway. The Red Sox are currently up 2-1 in the top of the third. Xander Bogaerts hit a 2-run homer for the Red Sox to give them the lead 2-1. That game is actually pretty interesting because Game 4 is important. If the Astros can tie the series up, that'd be huge. And if the Red Sox can go up 3-1, man, their outlook is looking pretty swell. Entering this matchup between these two, I was really feeling confident in Houston. Sure, they have really a young starting pitching staff and an ailing Lance McCullers Jr., but Houston's contact-oriented offense, in my opinion, should be enough to send the team to its first ever Fall Classic. Yeah, that's right. I'm not counting the garbage can years of 2017 and 2019 when the Astros were supposedly the best team in baseball. But anyways, my prediction on this one hasn't exactly shaken out. It's instead been the Boston hitters that have become the unstoppable force. Even though I still hold a grudge against the Astros, just like most MLB fans, they're still an experienced team that can go all the way. So, with all of that being said, expect what should be an entertaining finish to this ALCS round. Well, Ram fans, that's all the sports action I have for you tonight. Be sure to catch Cam's Corner on Thursday for more sporting news. But don't go away just yet. Madison Strassheim will end tonight's show by giving you all the spice and entertainment.
Queen is just my everything.
His smile did it. His smile, his eyes, his knowledge. My landlord, he decided that he wanted me to move based on the fact that I was transgender. Let's just respect people in everyday life for just being human.
How's it going, Rams? My name is Madison Strassheim, filling in for Noah Pasley, to bring you all this week's spice and entertainment. The Great Colorado Air Show drew in thousands this past weekend to Colorado Regional Airport in Loveland. While many were there to watch all of the amazing fighter jets do tricks in the sky, the Blue Angels were the real treat. However, one of the fighter jets had to make an emergency landing. But the 5 remaining jets took to the skies and completed their performance. One of Colorado State University's sororities, Pi Beta Phi, hosted their annual philanthropy event, Pi Burger Fry. Many came out to the Pi Phi house to enjoy some burgers, a volleyball tournament, and pieing members of the sorority in the face. All of the proceeds went to the sorority's philanthropy, Read, Lead, Achieve, to help improve literacy rates. Halloween is right around the corner, and many spooky events have been popping up around Fort Collins, including Loveland's very own Creepy Walk in the Woods. Reporter Samantha Medley got spooked in the woods just to tell us more.
As the leaves start changing and the weather gets colder, you know that Halloween is approaching. The Creepy Walk in Loveland attracts people from all over Colorado to enjoy the spooky season.
And why did y'all decide to come out tonight?
Impulsive.
Yeah.
It's an impulsive decision. Yeah, we're like, we're going. Yep.
We just wanted to do something fun because we have a long weekend, so we said, why not? Out of the two of you, who gets scared the most?
Probably me.
Yeah.
Me?
I don't like anything scary. I've seen a total
of 2 scary movies.
You guys scared from Scream last night.
Yeah, her. Definitely her. She was on my back. I was like putting her in front of me, and I couldn't walk, so she was holding us back.
It'll be me. I can tell you they're all pointing at me. Absolutely, and I am going to wear that badge very proudly.
What was the scariest part?
The strobe lights and the clown coming towards us, and the chainsaw on top of that. Really fun. Definitely, they got us a couple of times.
Yeah,
so.
A handful of times they definitely got us with the clowns.
Yeah, the lights and everything, but yeah, it was good.
Yeah, it felt longer last time, and we were with a bigger group, so it wasn't really as scary, but I feel like it was way scarier this time.
Yeah, I couldn't stop screaming.
Yeah, it was embarrassing. My anticipation level is 11.5. If you hear piercing scream and thud, it's me. I fell down dead.
We are volunteering for our senior class, so this is going to fund our senior prank, graduation, breakfast, senior gifts, fun stuff.
I mostly just wanted to give back to my community. I really didn't do that a lot, and I kind of regret it. So I'm out here helping out, and I feel like, helping people makes me happy. So that's why I'm out here.
That definitely looks a little too scary for me, so I'm glad I decided to sit that one out. Now, if you're looking for a more relaxed way to celebrate Halloween, then you can head on over to the pumpkin carving contest tomorrow at 4. The contest takes place at the Flower Trial Garden and is hosted by CSU's Horticulture and Landscape Architecture departments. The event is being catered by Spoons, and the winner of the carving contest will win a prize. During the fall, I loved cuddling up with a good book. If you're like me, then the Fort Collins Book Festival might be perfect for you. The event takes place this Friday, October 22nd to the 24th. This year's Book Fest features an array of award-winning authors, including Callie Fajardo-Anstine, author of Sabrina and Karina. Thanks to the help of the Poudre River Public Library and Colorado State University's English Department, the event will be fun for any book lover. If you would like to register for the event, you can head over to focobookfest.org. And if you just can't get enough reading, CSU's very own Morgan Library is hosting a coloring contest. The second annual contest is running from now until next Wednesday, and you can pick up a coloring sheet from the loan and reserve desk, color it in, and then turn it in your work of art accompanied by your name and your email. Try to color inside the lines because there is a chance to win prizes donated from the CSU bookstore. I'm hoping to win one of those stuffed Cam the Rams. So cute! Alrighty, Rams, that's all the spice and entertainment we have for you tonight. Make sure to tune in tomorrow night for Humans of CSU. Good night!